Volume one of the three-part or legacy trilogy.
The first one is massive, massive content. So it's a lot of more content than the Legacy One book. So that in itself is very good because people might think, well, is there anything new? Well, there is a lot of new things. So yeah, that's great.
Mine was the size of it. It was way bigger than I was expecting. So many topics and so many subjects. That was my initial uh, reaction when I first opened the document. Just reading the index was it took me a while to get through the index. Anybody that gets that is going to be blown away with the level that it goes to. That was my thoughts.
And that's just volume one. There are criteria to be in there. It needs to be original, and it needs to be something that I've said over and over again, or published over and over again. It just can't be a one-off.
So much content that I didn't even know how to give any feedback. I was like, okay, I probably need to sit down and review. I thought it could have been one of those like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna scroll through it and see what happens. But yeah, just so much. But I do one thing that I noted was just the evolution of how you have written, and it's your works. Because why I say that is, if you guys remember the older texts like foundations, and if you guys remember the text like, do you want to become a physical preparation coach, you can see the structure of how things are and the sequence. Because I remember you saying multiple times that as things change, you will change. So when I looked at the way that you prioritize, like even like part two is already injury prevention, as compared to, I remember foundations back in the day, it was more of the performance enhancement stuff first. So it just dawned onto me that yeah, how things have changed over the years, and it's only come from when you have done so much study uh and improvements. So just thank you for all the efforts, and just it's going to be a huge project.
Yeah, absolutely. So over 45 years now, I've repeated myself, and found ways to improve, and that's what you'll see. The index list is now 12 component, and I've added substantially more. But yes, the evolution is quite simple. But having said that, there's always should be a common theme. If I've always said that I do not flip flop, I'll fine tune, and if obviously I was off track, I'll put my hand up. And as for example, I was off track with my predictions about the acceptance of flexibility. And you'll see in this edition, I was very honest about it. I say, listen, some time ago, around 2010, I said, okay, I'm going to stop predicting because I actually said I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime. Um, in the evolution of the dysfunctional model, for example, you see my first variation published in around 2003, then the next one published 15 years later in 2018.
Kind of ironically, I met someone at a party, what is today, Sunday? So last night, he's advanced in age and has a lot of injuries from years, and I literally talked to him about a number of the topics that were raised. So it was very relevant to people I've met, even just yesterday, and also not too long ago, I met a physical therapist who's very much all about strength focused and very much about measuring force plates and all that jazz. And after having that conversation with this person, I was like, she has no idea what's going on.
Well, they'll probably leave an easier life because they're compliant.
Yes.
I'm not saying
Not the
injured
clients.
person, not the
Yes.
clients. No, but the service provider, because it's far easier to be compliant.
So I just reflect a lot on the concepts that we've learned and I've learned in the years of my program and how good it is. And just, I mean, we learn to individualize, but yet it seems so simple sometimes too. It's just really good.
Well, hopefully some of the content of that book could serve end users. It's not designed as a professional development book exclusively, that's for sure. It is, in
Definitely.
fact, it's really only the volume three that gets specific with the professional development. The first volume is definitely for everybody. So who knows, you might be able to share the wisdom in that book with people you meet for their benefit.
There's a lot of quotes there, as you know, and the feedback are the quotes. And I just talked to a client this morning, and she said, "Oh, something about as you heard, the leg curl wasn't good, and I couldn't help myself. So no bad exercise, just bad decisions. Just come straight from the book.
There you
I just couldn't
go.
help it. So yeah, and that's a simple feedback from me.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it shows it's very relevant, and I'm hoping to put this in the hands of as many people as possible, because as the message starts to leak out from different directions and rarely in its full intent, hopefully people can go to the source and get a true understanding of what I've been saying for many decades now.
There's so many innovations that you have done, and we all know when we are at the camp, we all know how hard you work. And when you're at home, we don't see how hard you work, but we can only assume how hard you work. But it's the more I read in the book, the more it amazes me how many innovations you have brought to the market, and I've really incredible how in all those years how many innovations you have brought to the market. That's really incredible. And
Let's put this in as many hands as we can. I've been building this content for 45 years, literally. It wasn't an overnight thing. Some people turned up, recent arrivals, would grab it and run with it and pretend that they originated it, which is pretty interesting, because it has taken me 45 years to come to the conclusions I've come to. So the important thing is it's real, it's honest, it's what I've said, it's what I've said multiple times, it's what I've concluded as a result of working for an incredibly long period of time with a hell of a lot of people, with a hell of a lot of desire to make a result or make a difference.
Well, I've just started working on my chapters yesterday, and just aware of the volume of information that we're going to receive, and just very grateful that you have been diligent and generous enough to share 45 years of work. So thank you, Ian.
Oh, thank you. And I know you treat it respectfully and use it with the intent, which is to help people, as opposed to help oneself. Obviously we do want to get rewarded for our contribution, but that reward should be directly correlated to the value we bring to the marketplace, not because we have a burning desire to be a social media influencer. I had this stuff for a long time, thinking about it, applying it. And I only published it in the first place after the prior decade of application, or prior 2 decades of application in 2003, and serious contemplation. So it's very personal. It's a lot of 45 years of thought, effort, application, high volume application. Not just I had a smart idea one day and I just ran with it, or I read it in someone else's book or something, and then I thought I'd publish it. These are all original thoughts that have been crafted out of the coalface of asking and answering the question, what is the best way to train? And the genuine responsibility of this athlete's life is in my hands, literally and figuratively. And I want to give them a long, fruitful career and a healthy and satisfactory second stage of their life. So, yeah, it's a lot in it, and this is just the first volume.